Hello YouTube. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and it's been a while since I put a video up, and they're getting fewer and far between simply because I just don't feel like doing them. Plain and simple. My son come to visit me this weekend, or this week, and stayed with me for about 4 or 5 days. And he's done been here twice in the last 2 weeks, and I was beginning to wonder after 5 years if I was ever going to see him again. Well, he come to see me and took a few pictures right here. And he just left about a couple hours ago, and he gave me an Xbox that was actually supposed to have been broken because he had poured water down in it, and it wouldn't work. It'd come on and shut right back off. So he finally gave up on it after trying to clean the board and trying to dry it out with a hair dryer or whatever. He gave up on it, went ahead and got him another one. Well, it'd been sitting for a couple months, and he brought it to me and was just going to give it to me, see if I could work on him and try my hand at working on Xboxes. So I just told him to bring it, and if I could fix it I can, if I can't, I can't. And I was prepared for the worst case scenario, maybe having to buy a board for it or whatever. But then you got to figure out, well, it's going to cost more to buy that than it is to just go buy a new one. You just got to have to weigh it out. That's a decision you have to make on your own. So he brought it, and he visited. That was the first time he come, and he left. And after he left, I went ahead and hooked it up. It turned on, stayed on, worked perfect, just like he had just bought it. And it ain't stopped working yet. So apparently there was a spot on the board that was getting wet and shortened something to something else. And just luckily it shorted something that didn't have such an effect on it that would fry something else. So the Lord had his hand on that, I believe. But anyway, he just left again after the second visit, and I got to thinking. He gave me some controllers, or a controller, and I pretty much conned him out of his camouflage one, which is one of these. He had one that's camouflaged, and I've got it. It's in there on my Xbox now. And then this one is the original one that I had gotten from my PC, because it's an Xbox controller, Xbox One controller for PC. So you can actually use an Xbox controller. All you need is a receiver to go in the USB port to recognize the controller. Well, he left, and I was thinking, you know what, let me show him how to make this look however he wants and be creative in his own way. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this controller skin off, and these two things right here on the side, and we'll give you a better look at it here. And we're going to dip them in swirl. We don't know how this is going to work. I would imagine it's going to work okay. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing you want to do is turn it over and just grab it like that, and you can get your thumb or your fingernail in underneath that, and they just pop off just like that. Same with this side. Just like that. So now you got that off. Now, to get this skin off, you got 4 screws here. You got one right here, one right here, one right here, and one right here. So we'll go ahead and take them off. Now that's them funky ass screws that has that little hole or pole in the inside of it. Anti-humans screws. I hate them, and if I can find some that are Phillips head, I'm going to change those. So we'll go ahead and take this out. I just use a straight screwdriver, because when you put that little straight screwdriver, you know, it's just one of these little screwdrivers here, and it fits in there to where it wedges between, you got the pole right in the middle of that, and then these corners are setting in one of your 6 points, so it keeps it from spinning. Sometimes it'll break off, and then you can use a regular Torx head bit, but these are going to be changed. They're going to be changed to Phillips head. I can get that one out. That one almost got lost in there. You get lucky with this because the stud is shorter than the head of the screw. So because it's shorter, you can barely get the tips of these in it to where you can get it broke loose. And then it's kind of hard to keep it on there, and then you just take the straight screwdriver and put it on it and take them out. So there's all 4 of your screws. Then this here is supposed to just pop right up out of there. Oh, nope, there's one more screw. It's underneath the battery thing here. That one you just leave it in place. Alright, now we don't need this part. While you've got this part, it'd be a good idea to take a brush in there and clean it up, and get all the dust out of it and stuff while you've got it going. And this just gives you an inside look of what it is. You've got a vibrator here, wheel that's half, and then this one over here is smaller. They're just unbalanced motors that causes the vibrations. One's bigger than the other. And it's pretty decent little setup. Alright, so now we've got these. And you know what, we might even do the battery box too, or battery lid too. So we'll just clean them up with a rag, clean rag, and we'll get started on that. Alright, so now we've got these cleaned up and ready to paint. And I think he switched controllers on me because there's an awful lot of scratches on this controller. I'm going to get on him. Slick little shit. There ain't nothing wrong with either one of them. I'm just giving him a hard time. Anyway, so now what we want to do is, we don't want a whole lot of paint on the insides of all this stuff because it all snaps together, and you don't want buildup of paint on it as much as possible. So we're just going to take some tape here and figure out the best route to do this, or the best way to do this. Now the color that I'm doing, it doesn't matter if you're perfect or not, because I'm going with the camouflage look is what I'm going to go for. Camouflage swirl, I guess you would call it. So, you know, if there's any places that you have to clean up afterwards, that's fine. You can just take a little knife and just, you know, if there's getting paint down in here, you just take and scrape that out a little bit, just a little bit with a knife, and be done. I just want to get the most part. I don't think it's going to matter. It's probably going to go down through here anyway. This one here, I'm not going to worry too much about it. So now we got to figure out how to hold these. Alright, so now what I did, I just taped a hanger on the back of it. And it's not on there very good, but we only need it to hold for a little bit. We don't need it to be there forever. So I just screwed a bracket to the back of that. And then same thing here. Just taped it on there. Same thing with this. So now I'll show you what we're going to do next. Let's get our water over here. And we're going to raise you up a little bit because I don't want overspray on my camera. So we're going to put you up here until we're ready to dip. So I'll put this right here. Just like so. Now, what I'm going to do is I've got green, brown, and we're going to try this gray primer. There ain't a whole lot in there, that's why I didn't use that can, but I don't know how silver would work. Silver might make it stand out too much. Oh well, we'll try the silver. It's more of a gray anyway. Don't say what color it is. But anyway, you get the idea. Now what we're going to do is we're going to spray the green on it. Let's go ahead and get all these ready so we can make it one motion. Move the controller out of the way. Now we're going to pick some of this dirt out of here. I don't know how I went and washed this bucket out, but still must have picked up some dirt on the way. Anyway, I ain't worried about it. We're going to spray this on top of that and be wearing a mask. I'm not wearing one, but I know the risk and I'm willing to take it. So if you ain't willing to take the risk, put a mask on. Don't give me no shit about safety. Alright. We got green covered it. And then we're just going to shoot some brown spots in it. And then we're going to shoot some silver. I ain't none too sure about that silver. Alright, then we're going to take and swirl that around. Alright, then we're going to do, you know what, we're going to do something we can't see first as a test. Make sure you guys are in frame. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this piece and we're just going to start off. Alright, then we're going to clear us off a spot here. And there we got it. Alright, now we're going to set that down. And we're going to try to find us another spot here to put it down in there. Same thing. Gotta get the so it won't come back down on top of what you've already done. Alright. There's that. Now let's go ahead and do the lid for the battery. Now you want to start that to where it'll roll up over top of that. So you want to start it something like that. Alright. Then we're going to pull that up out of there. And there you got it. Alright. Now we want to swirl that around a little bit more. Yep. We need to add more. Wrong color. And we just keep on bringing that around. Until you get it the way you want it. And it's going to get lumpy on me, so I hope that's not going to happen. Didn't turn out the way I wanted, but that'll work. It's going to have to work because I can't read it. And we'll see what that does. I sure wish it had got a little more right there, but I don't think I can do that without messing something up. So I'm not going to try it. Now we'll set these down here. I think my paint got a little lumpy on me. I even did my fingers. Alright, so now make sure you use a bucket that you don't care about, because it will get paint all over it. You got to do it in a timely fashion. You know, after you do it for a while, I'm sure that it would get easier. But you know, there's what we got on that part. Now once that's dry, it should lay down a little bit better. So this is just, I just wanted to show my son how easy it was to do that kind of stuff. Now you can use any color you want. You can use purple and pink. You can use purple, pink, and silver, or purple, pink, and gray, or tan, or you can do any colors you want. Any combination of colors. You can do 2 colors, 3 colors, 4 colors. You can do infinity colors. It don't matter. But you got to do it in a timely fashion. See, I just I should have took all the paint out of it and started new before I did this part, and it would have turned out a little better and not so black in this area. But you know, I knew that since this was already black, we didn't need that color because we already have that color. So, but anyway, that's how Bison's going to do this. Now we're going to hang these up and let them dry. Alright, so now that we have them painted, that's what it ended up looking like, and that ain't too bad. I guess with that big black through it, still looks pretty good. And there's the door for the back of it, for the battery, and the 2 pieces on the back. Snaps into place to cover the screw holes. And just to give you an idea of what it looks like, looks just like that. And it's a good thing that black part is there that didn't get painted, because I can touch it and it won't hurt a thing. So we're going to go ahead and install this. And there you have a pretty decent looking controller. Sides are done. Battery door's done. That would have looked good either way, whether it was black and just had a stripe up through it, but I went ahead and did it. But there you have it. Bison's way of decorating an Xbox One controller skin. Anyway, this would be Bob signing out. Y'all come back now, you hear? Later.